2:30.
No, frustrating. They'd have fancied a chance of a double with Beat the Judge and Del Oro, of course, and then the next. But he's out, and that means that Westbrook Bertie is the market leader, 11-10. Prebeni is 2-1. Fret Destraval, who was pitched in at Cheltenham 4 weeks ago, 3-1 and to 11-4. That wasn't the strongest of race, but it might still be down in class compared to today's. We'll see.
So 5-4, Westbrook Bertie, the son of sixes icon for Mick Shannon, and Brendan Powell, who will be looking for his 7th winner of the campaign. He's ridden this horse in both of his starts over hurdles to date and has now touched 6-5 with Prebeni at 2-1. Fret Destraval, there's not a huge amount of confidence in him, is there? When you think, I don't know how this race would have been priced up initially yesterday evening, but I'd imagine he'd have been a bit shorter than what he was 9-2 when the horse was in. And
he was shorter than the two above him in the market when it opened. Yes, no one seems to be terribly confident about his chance. I do like the look of him as a horse. I think he's comfortably the best looking of them.
Yeah.
But it's whether he can actually perform on the track.
Daryl Jacob here to ride him. There is Spectaculis, or Spectaculi, he's the only one in here who's having his first run over hurdles today, and he's being shown by Jack Quinlan the first flight that he'll have to jump. But imagine that Beat the Judge was here, for example, just for the purposes of this next question. Would you have fancied Prebeni to turn him over with £8 more? You wouldn't?
No.
Okay.
No, I thought there was enough superiority about Beat the Judge's win at Kempton, and just I've got doubts about Prebeni for now anyway.
It's not a stick to beat him with, but he's not the biggest, is he, Prebeni?
No, go on, you beat him with it. Oh, no, they're not. Apparently they have got here the horse box, but I suspect one coming in.
Busy Lily doesn't run in the last. Number 1 is out of that. Incidentally, just to confirm what I passed on after the pre-race debacle was okay after crashing out early on, as we continue to look at Spectacularly, the 100-1 shot. 11-8, Westbrook Bertie. He's going to make the running, isn't he?
Yeah, I almost certainly think, unless someone wants to take him on. But as I say, the flat win and the Fontwell win were done from the front, and I did like the way he jumped at Fontwell, even if he did get one all wrong. The others he got very much right.
He did. They are at the post. So now into 5-2, Fret Destraval. And Prebeni, he was the best of these in the flat, even including Beat the Judge, who's not here. He was rated 79 with William Haggis. His win came at Ripon at the end of September.
Yes, had to wait a long time before they finally found a race.
So you have a considerable amount of egg on your face if Prebeni romps home here.
It won't be the first time. I often find myself having large portions of humble pie as I'm wiping egg away, but say it as you see it.
We had a right triumph, didn't we, at Taunton on Wednesday with, was it Romain de Senam?
Yes, we four-runner race, and between us we thought 3 of them could win, and he romped home. So I thought we did very well there.
Yeah, we did. It's another triumph. We're a minute and a half past post.
Just stick with me, David. It'll all end in tatters.
I've worked with you enough times to know that. Anyway, Jonathan. Well, won't be long now, says Tim Peters. So, this Weatherby's Chatteris Fen Juvenile Hurdle of 2019, about to get underway. Just planting there momentarily, Westbrook Bertie. I think the other 3 jockeys are probably expecting him to make the running as well. So, hence everyone standing still at this stage. So hopefully Brendan Powell can get him going again, and we go back to Tim.
Thanks, David. Yeah, Westbrook Bertie hopefully now on his toes, having a good look around at the scenery, such as the A1. So they are now being called in. Westbrook Bertie at the moment is just backing away again. Just not that keen at the moment, Westbrook Bertie, for whatever reason. Prebeni alongside him, We've got Fret D'Estraval and Spectaculous as well, so they are being called in. We're all eyes on Westbrook Bertie. He's on his toes now. They're off, and Westbrook Bertie is away for the Weatherby's Chatteris Fen Juvenile Hurdle Race over a mile 7 furlongs, 171 yards. They'll jump 8 flights of hurdles, and it is Westbrook Bertie into the lead. From Prebeni in second, then Fret D'Estraval, and a gap back to Spectaculous, who was slightly awkward over the first flight as they make their way towards the home straight for the first time. And Westbrook Bertie, who made all at Fontwell last time, leading by about 3 lengths to Prebeni in second place, and Jeremiah McGrath. Then in third position is Fret D'Estraval and the two-tone green and Daryl Jacob, and then the nose-banded runner Spectaculous in fourth position under the guidance of Jack Quinlan. Heading towards flight number 2, just running around a little bit. Westbrook Bertie pops over only by a length there to Prebeni. Again, Spectaculous wasn't that fluent at the back as they head down towards flight number 3. So it's Westbrook Bertie and Prebeni. Little between them there. They're about 2 lengths clear of Fret D'Estraval, is under a keen early hold, and then 6 lengths back to Spectaculous as they clear the first 3. And they have 5 more left to jump in our feature race, the Weatherby's Chatteris Fen Juvenile Hurdle. So Westbrook Bertie is in the lead by about a length to Prebeni, who was third at Kempton on hurdling debut in second. Then comes Fret D'Estraval, twice a winner in France, 5th at Cheltenham when last seen. And then comes Spectaculous, who has his first start over hurdles today. And the 4 runners are now starting to make their way towards the back straight with around 1.25 miles left to go. Westbrook Bertie leading by about 2 lengths to Prebeni in second place. Then in third position, up along the rail, is Fret D'Estraval, and then in fourth position is Spectaculous as they continue on their way. Quite a long run then towards their next flight, and it's still Westbrook Bertie trying to make every yard under Brendan Powell. From Prebeni and Jeremiah McGrath, who's a length down in second. Fret D'Estraval in third place under Daryl Jacob. Alan King, the trainer, won this race back in 2016. And then in fourth position is Spectaculous as they head down towards the next flight. Spectaculous was not keen at all at the back, but has got over, but again lost a good few lengths at that flight. Westbrook Bertie, though, still out in the lead here from Prebeni. Then comes Fret D'Estraval in third under Daryl Jacob, and a gap back to Spectaculous, who's taken wider towards the next as they clear the next flight down the far side. Prebeni just caught the top bar but didn't lose any momentum. Westbrook Bertie still in the lead. Only a length clear, though, of Prebeni. 2 lengths back to Fret D'Estraval, who still stalks the leading pair, then 2 lengths back to Spectaculous. So 3 flights left to jump in the Weatherby's Chatteris Fen Juvenile Hurdle Race. Westbrook Bertie by only half a length now to Prebeni in second. Fret D'Estraval is in third still. Then in fourth place, just about in touch, is Spectaculous as they now start to make their way towards 3 from the finish. Westbrook Bertie with Prebeni right in the slipstream here, now moving alongside again. Then in behind we have Fret D'Estraval, and Spectaculous again a bit awkward in fourth position. Fret D'Estraval now being shaken up to try and pick up the front pair. It's still Westbrook Bertie, but Prebeni is right on the quarters. 3 lengths back to Fret D'Estraval as they make their way into the home straight, getting reminders under Daryl Jacob. Spectaculous is a distant fourth, so heading down towards the final 2. Westbrook Bertie, and on the right as we look is Prebeni. Fret D'Estraval's about 5-6 lengths behind, heading towards the final 2 then. Prebeni takes over a better jump than Westbrook Bertie in second. Then comes Fret D'Estraval. Spectaculous a distance fourth as they head down towards the final flight. It's Prebeni then over the final flight, jumps it well. About 3 lengths clear to Westbrook Bertie, who's trying to be galvanised in second place. Prebeni's out in front by a couple of lengths to Westbrook Bertie, and heading up towards the line. Prebeni will win the Chatteris Fen in pretty good style for Jeremiah McGrath and Charlie Mann. In second place, Westbrook Bertie. They finish clear of Fret D'Estraval, and in fourth, Spectaculous.
At 7-4, Prebeni has won under Jerry McGrath for Charlie Mann. He's taken this Weatherby's Chatteris Fen Juvenile Hurdle and a first prize of over £15,500. The long-time leader Westbrook Bertie out-jumped at the second last, and although that horse ran on well after the final obstacle, Prebeni had the race won by that point. Fret D'Estraval wasn't able to be a threat, leaving the back straight behind. When Daryl Jacob shook him up, there wasn't much there, but he finished third ahead of Spectaculous, who did get round. The result announced by Judge Emily Jones.
Training.
Training.
Emily Jones, yes. And I'm just wiping a sizable amount of omelette there. He's jumped better today, Prebeni, than from what we saw of his jumping at Kempton. It definitely has improved. I don't think he's gone fast enough in front.
I think that's probably borne out by the way the horse run on after the last.
No, he had the race sewn up some way out at Fontwell with a sort of fairly enthusiastic front-running display. He's just been done for a turn of foot here, hasn't he? And the time is considerably, well, it doesn't stand up as being as quick as the other races we've had so far.
And 2 out was critical, really, given that he'd just been joined. Prebeni jumped it very well, and ultimately the second Westbrook Bertie didn't, and he was on the back foot from there on in. Incidentally, I have got a quote from Paddy Power, not for the Triumph Hurdle, but if you fancy him for the what I think is now just known as the Boodles, formerly the Fred Winter Juvenile Handicap Hurdle, you can have 25 to 1 first show.
Yep, make sure that legendary trainers have their name removed from all races as quickly as possible, and horses as well.
So I agreed with it.
No, anyway.
There's another way of looking at it, but anyway, we'll save that discussion for another time.
Fine. Yes, he sat on Westbrook Bertie's quarters for all the race, and has found more than enough when he had to.
There's got to be a few trainers. I know the ground.
I think there are a few sitting at home thinking, "I could have run them." Why have I not? This?
Yeah, quite.
Yeah, but then they always are. That's just the name of the game, isn't it? Fret Destival. Well, you would be fretting, wouldn't you? Because as soon as they started a race, he suspended force again.
And I don't know whether it might be that his wind. I'm sure they've had a look at all of that, but perhaps if you see him again, he might have something tinkered with, but. It's a colossal disappointment.
Colossal, yes. I quite like colossal, David. It's certainly not looking good.
Well, he didn't turn up at Cheltenham